We are on a serious collision course headed for New York City that is going to be just as violent and bad as what we have seen from ICE, Border Patrol in Los Angeles, Chicago, possibly even worse. You want to see what real independent journalism funded by the people for the people looks like?
You ever heard a story like this in America?
You're looking at it.
Congratulations for always being somewhere where mainstream media is not.
Flint, Michigan.
See you in Nevada.
Thanks to people like you, we can get the truth. Corporate media, they've been lying to us for years, and you're going straight to the people.
You are the man. I'm glad you're here.
For as low as 16 cents a day, you'll keep us on the ground, covering the important stories the corporate media covers up. First, let me play parts of Mamdani's really fiery election victory speech.
We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
This guy has the fire. This guy has that undefinable it that galvanizes the troops, inspires a generation. Whether he'll deliver, we will see, because we've heard a lot from progressives candidates who, once they get in office, turn into bit paper tigers. So he does need to be held accountable. We should not give him a long honeymoon. He should be at least fighting. He's not going to be able to, be perfect or get everything he promised, but he should fight for the things that he has inspired a whole voting base in New York for. But specifically on immigration, based on what we have heard from Trump, I would definitely mark your calendar as early as January 1st, when mayor-elect becomes mayor, that we could see a doubling, tripling, quadrupling down of ICE, Border Patrol, and terror in New York City, particularly because Trump is, so vain, so childish, and he believes that he was done wrong by New York.
Your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation.
That was some right-wing charlatan asking him the question, calling Zohran a communist. I don't even know if he's such a definite socialist, to be honest. He's more of a social democrat. They've tried to push that these are communist or radical policies. What Zohran Mamdani is proposing in Europe and most of the rest of the world would be considered kind of slightly to the left of center, not exactly radical in most countries that, care about their citizens and provide basic services, not in the United Corporations of America. But you had right there, casually, we'll arrest him. We should not forget either. I'm not trying to do predictions, but save the video. This is the man that literally, took birtherism and brought it to the main stage. So let's not think it's out of the question that Trump could push this nonsense of denaturalizing Mamdani, deporting Mamdani. That is not out of the question, and he would certainly do it to excite the large percentage of his base that is a bunch of bigots. But he has said he's going to arrest them. He has also said he's going to pull funding from New York City if Mamdani wins, which obviously he has. Let's play this.
The president says he will restrict federal funds to the city. Quote, "It is highly unlikely that I will be contributing federal funds, other than the very minimum as required, to my beloved first home, because of the fact that, as a communist, this once great city has zero chance of success or even survival."
So to be clear, it's illegal what Trump is saying he will do. Just like it's illegal during the government shutdown that he said, yeah, we'll give money to, Republican areas, Republican cities, Republican states, and not the Democratic states. That's not within the purview of the president. That's Congress votes for the budget, passes the budget, which then has money allocated and earmarked for various cities, etc. The president legally cannot strip or, selectively choose, I'll send it to Republican city or township A and block it from Democratic city or town B. And he's basically saying he's going to do the same thing with New York City. Not legal, but again, laws don't seem to matter under Trump 2.0. And he's got the Supreme Court basically twisting themselves into pretzels for him and claiming he's immune. Trump also has said that he doesn't think ICE is going far enough.
Americans have been watching videos of ICE tackling a young mother, tear gas being used in a Chicago residential neighborhood, and the smashing of car windows. Have some of these raids gone too far?
No, I think they haven't gone far enough because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Yeah, because you have to get the people out. You have to look at the people. Many of them are murderers. Many of them are people that were thrown out of their countries because they were, criminals.
Well, you promised in your campaign that you were going to deport the worst of the worst. Violent criminals,
we're doing that.
Rapists.
Well, that's what we're
But
doing.
a lot of the people that your administration has arrested and deported aren't violent criminals. Landscapers, nannies, construction workers,
landscapers
farm
who are criminals.
workers.
Yeah. No, look.
The family of
I
U.S.
think
service.
Landscapers who are criminals, because, I'm sure, they have a very specific binder delineating and differentiating between the criminal landscapers and the non-criminal landscapers. What a fucking joke. And by the way, that interviewer was awful. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched enough. It might as well have been a pillow party. Probably has something to do with CBS appointing right-wing grifter Barry Weiss as its editor-in-chief, which is just stunning, but that's another story. I also want to show you because DHS under Kristi Noem has already gone at New York City under corrupt New York City Mayor Eric Adams. So imagine what they're going to do if they already were poking and provoking Eric Adams, who has been very compliant and has basically done whatever Trump wanted because Trump's DOJ dropped the indictment against him for his corruption. Let me take you through this previous clip.
Secretary Kristi Noem of Department of Homeland, she's now pointing the finger and casting blame at Mayor Adams.
Make no mistake, this officer is in the hospital today fighting for his life because of the policies of the mayor of this city.
I have nothing to do with the rules that are put in place. I just carry out the rules.
Now, Board Czar Tom Homan says that sanctuary cities are now their priority. They said that they do expect to flood the zones with officers and even to round up those who are potentially not on their radar. Mayor Adams says that he's not quite on board with going after those who are looking for a pathway to citizenship.
That's under the current mayor, who is as popular as lice. So imagine what they're going to do with Mamdani. And you also have to think about Trump and the mindset of a textbook narcissist. He's vain. He is definitely, as Mamdani comes in, going to feel threatened by Mamdani's stardom. I mean, Mamdani right now is a star in politics. He has galvanized young people, and he's getting a lot of the attention. So how is Trump going to try and throw a monkey wrench in there? Terrorize the hell out of New York City. Bodegas, schools, Central Park, the Bronx, Queens, Hispanic neighborhoods, Black neighborhoods. Go anywhere and everywhere in obviously the biggest city in the world and the media capital of the world. So I think that Trump is going to do this both to change the subject, continue to change the subject from he's in the Epstein files and implicated, as well as change the subject from the economy is tanking due to his tariffs. Prices are not going down, even though he promised it. And he's basically going to be a lame duck pretty soon, unless he tries to violate the Constitution and run for a third term or just cancel elections. Either one, you can't exactly cancel the option because it is Donald Trump. And every time people say, oh, that won't happen, well, it does happen. And like I've said now for a year, he's not joking when he says he wants to run for a third term. And when Steve Bannon talks, Steve Bannon's been pushing this third term business. He's talking because Donald Trump has deputized him to push that message. I also want to show Trump's ICE chief, who is a thug, if you ask me, Tom Homan, has also pointed out that they are going to double down on New York City if Mamdani wins. This was before Mamdani wins.
We're going to double down, triple down on sanctuary cities. Why? Not because they're a blue city or a blue state, because we know that's where the problem is. We know they're releasing public safety threats and national security threats to the streets every day because they don't honor our detainers. We know that. We don't have that problem like in Florida, where every sheriff in the state's working with us. So where we're going to send our assets, we're going to send them where the problem is. Sanctuary cities. So I've said it before, we'll flood the zone of sanctuary cities. If they don't let us arrest a bad guy in the county jail, they're going to arrest him in the community. We're going to arrest him at a work site. So we're going to increase community operation. We're going to increase work site enforcement operation. We're going to get the bad guys. So if they don't want to help, get out of the way. We're coming to do it.
The NYPD, we have shown you how they have attacked anti-genocide protesters. They have attacked anti-ICE protesters, even before ICE and Border Patrol come in. So to think that the NYPD is not going to cooperate with Trump's secret police stormtroopers, I'm not so sure about that. Obviously, if and when I believe this happens, this is in our backyard. Many of us at Status Coup live in the New York area, so we'll be able to cover this prominently on the ground. We've currently been on the ground in Chicago for over a month. Let me repeat. We have been on the ground for over a month, and we don't live in Chicago. Full disclosure, it has cost us over $10,000 to have our reporter, cameraman, on the ground for about over a month, give or take a few days, where John had to go home to his daughter, JT had to go home to his newborn. It has been wildly expensive, but we think it's critically important that we stay out there and have the funds if and when this accelerates in New York City. So, hey, I'm not asking you to give us money to go to the casino. I'm asking you to join us as a paying member for as low as $5 a month to fund on-the-ground justice journalism. StatusCoup.com/join. What's your excuse?